welcome to another brand new episode here on Fs25 and not Sunny Side Up, Fs25 and Riverbend Springs. Everyone hates Walter. Well, not everyone, but just me. Right. I'm laughing because so I've just gone right. I got into the tractor, got into the trailer. I got into the tractor and trailer, and I thought, right, I'll drive this to the sugar beet field, and we'll harvest the sugar beet fields. We'll harvest the sugar beet today. So I've taken the cotton harvester down to the cotton field. But as I say, I thought, well, we'll harvest the sugar beet today. That's today's job, and as I say, I've jumped into the tractor and trailer, and I'm driving out of the farm towards the sheep and goat pen, and I wanted to have a quick look at something in the menu. So I was looking to see whether there was a sugar factory on the game, and there isn't, because I was thinking, we could make quite a bit of money out of sugar, And anyway, when I've come back into the game, the tractor has sort of continued to free roll, which I forget that it does, because in the old FSs, when you went to the pause menu, it stopped the tractors. But this one, it does. They carry on, and as I've come back into the game, so I'm actually now looking through the cab of the tractor, I hit a sign, just like that on the left there. I hit a sign. So I basically did this, right? Excuse me for doing this, but I'm demonstration purposes. I did that, right? But I hit it at an angle where it chucked it forwards. Much better than that. It sort of chucked it forwards. Well, next to the fence was... is this the sugar beet field? It's not the sugar beet field, is it? No, it's bloody barley. Yeah, next to the fence was a little lamb, and the tractor catapulted the signpost straight into the little lamb in the field, and the little lamb went, "Cool, watch out, mate." Honestly, I've sat here I've had to redo this beginning for about 5 times because I just can't stop laughing. It's the funniest thing, honestly, I've ever seen in my life. I so wish I had that on camera. I really, really do. Honestly. I mean, if I did have it on camera, my two lovely ladies probably going, "Well, you can't show that. You'll upset vegans somewhere. Bugger the vegans. That was funny." And of course, any vegans now listed, I have just upset, of course, and but never mind. I was last year, so I've said before, I don't have many friends in life, just because I find the whole friend thing quite difficult, and sort of seem to be a little bit of a natural loner. I don't know, I don't know why, but it just seems to come quite naturally to me. Anyway, last year, no, it wasn't last year. It was the year before. It was when I was with my ex. Her friend invited us to her house to have a barbecue. Now, I don't per se like barbecues. I'm not keen, right? Because there was an incident when I was a kid where we went to I think it was a 21st birthday, I think it was, or 40th maybe, actually, because I think it was one of my dad's friends, and I was a little kid, and we went to this 40th, and he had a barbecue as sort of, instead of having like a buffet, a buffet. He had a barbecue, right? And anyway, so I can't remember the full circumstances around it, but we were in the queue for the barbecue, the same as everybody else. And my dad's whispering to my mum, and my mum sort of kind of grabs hold of me and my little brother and says, "Come along, children." No, she didn't. She said, "Come on, boys. Um, we'll get." I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I need to concentrate here. She said, "We'll get something on the way home." So we're sort of looking at them. Anyway, we get back to the table that we were sat at, and we were sort of sat there, and when we get to the table, my dad then I sort of say, "Mum, why can't we have I wanted burger, I wanted sausage and all that," and my dad sort of sort of kneels down and says, they weren't cooked. He said, "I was watching them do it and they're not cooked." Anyway, didn't really at that age understand the significance. I was probably about 8 or 9, something like that. Didn't really understand the significance, right? Next day, someone else who was at the party, come round and said, "Oh, have you heard?" And like mum and dad was like, "No, what?" He goes, "Half of them are in hospital now." And we was like, "Really?" And dad said, "I'm not surprised." He said, like, they weren't cooking those burgers and sausages. He said, like, they were literally putting them on. He said they were like, pressing them down with the spatula, flipping them over, pressing them down with the spatula, flipping them over, pressing them down, flip them back again, press them down again, then serving them. He said, like, they weren't cooked. He said, "Don't get me wrong, hang on, I'm lost," which is not unusual for me. No, keep going, we're all right. And yeah, he said, yeah, most of them are in hospital now. He said, like, obviously severe food poisoning. And he said, my missus is one of them. He said, I told her they weren't cooked. And dad was like, yeah. He said, I told my missus, like, and he said, when we won't let the kids have any, like, and he said, no. He said, I said to her, he said, they ain't cooking them long enough, love. And she was like, oh, they'll be all right. You're too bloody fussy. She said, nah, she's sitting on a bog. He said, and I'm here talking to you. He said, um, who's too bloody fussy now? And my dad was like, exactly. He said, nah. He said, I weren't having it. My dad said, he said, like, you could see from a mile off. Anyway, so yeah. I don't know why I got talking about that, but I can't remember the point that I was going to make actually, but yeah, so it was the vegans, wasn't it? Yeah, so we went to, as I say, me and my missus went to her friend's house for a barbecue, and as I say, I don't really like barbecues for that reason because I now don't trust that nothing's cooked, right? And my ex was like, "Oh, what are you going to have to wait then while we're all tucking into lovely thingies?" And so I said, I'm all right, I don't mind. I said, I'll go for the social, I'll go for the chat. Do you know what I mean? Like, I said, I'll tell a few jokes. She went, I'd rather you didn't. I said, I'll tell a few jokes. It leads the crowd. I said, no one will take any bit of notice that I'm not eating. I said, like, I said, we'll be all right. I said, or I said, she could do me a ham sandwich or something, couldn't she? Do you know what I mean? So my missus is like, a ham bloody sandwich. When she spent a fortune on burgers and sausages and spare ribs and all the other delicious goodies that we'll be having. So I said, yeah. I said, ham sandwich. I said, like, never hurt no one that, did it? I said, it's a classic British staple diet. Why is that not going to the edge of the field? Who knows? Only giants know the answer to that. Yeah, so I said, oh, yeah. Anyway, so we get to the barbecue. And we're there, and there's quite a few other people there, which I didn't expect. I thought it was just going to be like me, my ex, her daughter, and then her friend and Callum, her son. Like, he's a special case. Jesus. He was hard work and I weren't getting involved. But anyway, so we were sort of sat there, like, and we're sort of, but there's quite a few other people there as well, Anyway, this woman next door, ooh. Oh, well, had I have realised that, I would have gone the other way around naturally. There we go. Anyway, we'll turn the flashes off as well. Yeah, so anyway, this one woman next door, she comes round, so she goes, she says, excuse me. So Anne says, yeah. She says, what are you doing? So I said, we're having a barbecue, love. I said, Jesus. I said, are you blind or something? And she looked at me. She goes, who the hell are you? So I said, I'm Pope James V. And she goes, whatever. And she says, you can't have a barbecue. So Anne says, why not? She said, it's my bloody house. It's my bloody back garden. She goes, I'm vegan. I don't want to smell murder. I said, if you don't get off the property, love, I said, you'll be part of a bloody murder in a minute. I said, now have a sausage and get back next door. It didn't go down very well. It did not go down very well. I don't know why it didn't go down very well. I thought it was a cracking joke myself. But yeah, apparently it upset her husband, who came next door, wasn't very happy with me. Luckily, there was another couple there, and the geezer that was with sort of part of the other couple, he was on my side, and I just sat there, and he just stuck up for me, and I thought, I'll leave you to it, mate. He's a lot bigger than what I am, so I thought, you go ahead, I'll be all right. But yeah, so anyway, that's all a load of nonsense. How are we all doing? How are you all getting on? Hope you're all having a good day. My day is going terribly, actually. And the reason it's going terribly, apart from me having a really good laugh at a sheep getting hit by a sign, which was bloody funny, I can tell you. Before every episode, because I record my episodes in the morning. Oh, I'm full. Oh, I didn't realise. All right. I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the worker on that, and then I'm having a right nightmare. Yeah, so anyway, I always make myself a cup of tea before I start recording, right? And well, I'm British, you have to. It's law. Before a Brit does anything, you have to make a cup of tea first. And anyway, so I made a cup of tea. Well, as I was making the cup of tea, my mum was in the kitchen. She was making a trifle, and she was right in front of the kettle. So I said to her, I said, are you using the kettle? So she said, no. I said, well, do you want to vacate the vicinity then? I said, because you're in the way. And anyway, few words were exchanged. I was only messing about, but my mum's in her 70s, and she's not quite got the idea and grasp of a sense of humour yet. Anyway, so I was like, and then I said, oh, I'm only winding you up. I said, geez, I said, settle down. I said, nothing to see here. And I reached over and inadvertently put my arm down on the kettle. And it was only on there for a couple of seconds while I realised what was happening. And yeah, it's burnt me quite badly. And she, me mum sort of looked at me and she went, now that is funny. And I was kind of standing there. I was like in proper like pain. Anyway, I've burnt it all the way through the skin. It's quite a mess. And she's like, oh, you better go to hospital. I'm like, hospital? No, I don't need to go to hospital. I said, no. I said, no hospital's needed here. I said, a bit of Sudocrem, I'll be away. And she looked at me and she went, a bit of Sudocrem? I said, a bit of Sudocrem? I said, I'll be away. I said, like, no hospitals needed here. I said, like, we're fine. And she's like, she goes, you've burnt through your flesh. I was like, yeah, I'll be all right. I said, it's only a scratch. So yeah, my day not going too fantastically well at the moment because it's blooming painful. But yeah, never mind. Anyway, as you can see, we're on with the sugar beet harvest today. We've already harvested a field of cotton, so I think we got one, did we, or two bales off there, I think. So we'll be able to sell them, although they are going just across the road here to the rope maker because we need some rope. So the idea is that before we end this save, I want to get at least one toy made from the playground maker, and I also want to get I want to try and get the museum completed as well if I can, but I don't know if I will be able to do that, just because of the amount of time and resource that it does take. It's sort of a long-term goal, doing the excuse me, doing the I'm not very happy that he's missing all of the corners. Doing all of the museum, it's a long, a long haul thing. So there probably won't be time, but at least if we could get one playground toy made, that would be marvellous. And then we can see how much we get for it, for how much product had to go in there. At the moment, unless it sort of brings in, £300,000 or £400,000, we're considerably down already because of the amount of wood that I've had to drop in there, and that wood obviously at the warehouse, because we can't no longer sell it at the museum. So that wood at the warehouse is worth, as I say, a good 200,000 to 300,000, if not more, what we've dropped in there so far. So as I say, it better yield, better bring in a good lot of money. Otherwise, it just isn't worth it. I know it's something else to do and it's something a bit different. I get that, but yeah, if you're sort of going all out, sort of excuse me, a rags to riches type story. Don't be doing any of the wagon buildings or anything like that, because I did that sort of off camera, and you can you actually you lose money doing the wagon building. You actually end up at a loss, which is, as I say, not that good. I was going to say, are we going to start emptying? Because, we're nearly already at the end of the field. I'm going to have to go around the side, mate. I don't know whether you can stretch over that far. I'll get out of your way. We're nearly full, actually. Didn't take a lot, did it? We're never going to make the farm and back again. So I'm assuming that I own all this land. We'll tip it here. Lord knows why it doesn't pile things that well. I don't know. I don't get that. You want to make a good hearty pile there. Do you know what I mean? Is it going to get round? Yes. I tell you, the AI system is definitely a lot better in Fs25. There's no question about that. But it does have to do some weird things. But it does seem to always sort itself out. It's a bit like the pea field that we had. It missed loads, but it knew it had missed it, and it went back and got it. Yeah, it went back and got it. Oh dear, I haven't done that very well. At least we're out of the way. You don't want to be getting squished. I'm just hoping it goes back and gets this sugar beet, but it might not. I think this is going to be a fairly awkward field to harvest, if I'm honest. But anyway, what I'm going to do is going to switch over to a little bit of time lapse, and we'll see if we can't get this field done, and then we'll meet at the end, and we'll see what happens. If you're wondering why I'm a little bit croaky at the moment today, I went racing last night, and good time had by all. It was bleeding cold, I know that much. It wasn't cold actually until about 9, well, no, until about 8 o'clock really, about half 7, 8 o'clock. And then it just got exceptionally cold, really quickly. But having worked on a farm, I was sort of out there and I was in my jacket, you know, and sort of this woman goes, excuse me. I said, yeah. She goes, aren't you cold? And I went, not really. She said, like, she goes, it's freezing out here. She goes, you're only in a thin jacket. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, I'm all right. And she was like, she goes, well, you're braver than me. And you know, I don't mind the cold. You know, it was very cold outside. I'm not, you know, going to sit here and go, oh, you know, it weren't cold. It was very cold, but I don't mind the cold. You know, we're probably going to need a better trailer for this harvester, because that's going to be a bit of an issue, isn't it? Keep bonking into the trailer like that. But yeah, so as I say, having worked on the land, I don't mind it. But yeah, I'm a bit worried because the dust was unbelievable. It was, you know, very cold but very dry, and it's a shale track. And as I say, the dust was unbelievable. Yeah, that is going to be a bit of an issue. That is. We're going to have to change trailers. We can't have that going on. So unfortunately, there is going to be a bit of a hold up now. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go and just tip this on the pile, and then I'm going to, off camera, I'll go and get a new trailer, and then on camera, I'll start the time lapse when we get back to the field, and we'll go from there, because as I say, we can't have this key hitting the sugar beet harvester, because I don't like that sort of thing happening. You know, it sort of spoils my immersion, and so that's what we'll do. We'll, as I say, we'll get this tipped, and then I think I may have tipped that a little bit close to the road. Does anyone else get that kind of feeling? That I may have tipped that just slightly too close to the road. I better not drive on that sugar beet heap too much, you know. I don't know whether you lose the sugar beet. But anyway, we will back it into the heap. I used to hate this job when I worked on the farm. Sugar beet carting. I mean, one thing about it was it was a very quick day doing it, because you were just constantly up and down, like, you know, and there'd be like 4 or 5 of you, because usually we would be taking it quite away from the farm, from the field, sorry, because we had pads all over the place, and we'd only tip on the pads, and then we'd either have a mouse come in and then lift it later, or we would lift it with a cleaner and a big JCB loader, and do it that way. But yeah, I used to hate it. Anyway, I'm going to nip and get this trailer, and when I get back, we'll start time lapse. I'll see you in a bit.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.
The pain makes it real, I don't wanna feel, I just wanna kill the bad thoughts and steal a good thought and meal. I'm just lost, I feel, I'm just lost, I feel. I need time to heal, I can't steer the wheel. Cause this drive it kills, and it gives me chills. A nice road it feels, I slip off the peel and crash all the steel. Will I ever heal?
I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.
I feel so lost, never at home. Need
Right, so I'm back. We have just about got this field done. Now, I'll either finish this field at the end of the next episode, tomorrow, or I'll get it done off camera, and then I was hoping to get it done in this episode, but I've just I've just had a phone call, so I've got to go out, and I don't think I'm going to get back for the rest of the day. So I'm going to have to, as I say, leave the video here, to which I can only apologise for. But like I say, when you get the phone call that I just got, you need to be going. So yeah, we've done quite a bit. We've nearly got it done, to be fair. You know, we were not that far off. I was thinking, like, finally, you know, you know, I'll get this done in this episode. I'm sure I will. And then the phone goes, and as I say, it's you're needed elsewhere. So that's what we're going to have to do. But yeah, as I say, we've nearly got this done. I bought I rented the subsoiler, as you saw, so we can get this subsoiled thereafter, and then we can maybe think about, well, we won't be planting this because, as I say, once we get the carrots harvested, then we will we'll be probably bringing this series to an end. We will pick the sugar beets back up and we will sell them. That is something that we will do. So no problems there. It's not that they're going to get left or forgotten about. And the same way that in the next episode as well, if there's chance and time, we'll also get the cotton moved as well, so that gets to the rope maker, so that he can obviously get on with making our rope. And so again, I haven't forgotten about that, you know. But it's kind of all come at once again. We've sort of got to a bit where we were sort of not really that busy, and now the work's all come again. So we're quite busy again, as I say, with the sugar beet. Although, to be fair, I did buy the sugar beet field last minute. It's not a field that we planted, but I just thought it would bring a different job to the save, and it gives me a chance to as well test out the in-game sugar beet harvester, because I hadn't, up until now, I hadn't tested it out or had a go with it. So I thought, well, you know, I can do that because I've got an idea. So when this ends, and market guard or farmers market probably won't come to an end just yet. But this is going to leave sort of 2 spots free. So the Saturday and Sunday slots for videos are obviously going to be available. Now, my plan is, because I've got so much to do on Sunnyside Up Farms, and I think it's going to provide a good series and a lot of interesting different jobs. That's going to fill Friday and probably Saturday, but Sunday will be left open still, obviously. And what I might do Sunday is I might do another Fs25 series. Now, I'll find a suitable map. I've already had one suggested to me, which I have downloaded now to have a look at. Well, re-downloaded, because I had downloaded it before, and then I sort of I deleted it and got rid of it because I was just like, I'm not sure that I could get it to work the way that you know, maybe I would want to. But it got suggested to me, and then sort of some other suggestions related to that save also got suggested to me. And you know, as I've said before, you know, I want to get a community going as much as we can, and so therefore any suggestions that do get made, I do take very seriously. I do look into them. You know, it might turn out that it's not possible, or that for one of the things that was suggested to me about using only the machinery made in that country, there might not be the mods available for that really yet. but it goes in the idea notepad, and certainly later on, I know to keep looking out for, sort of French style equipment, and who knows, maybe later on that will be a thing that we can look at. But for now, it's not a thing that possibly would work on that side of things. But the other things that were suggested, they would work. That's no problem. And along with an earlier suggestion that person made about being completely organic and doing an organic farm, that might work very well on there as well. So lots to think about with that one. As I say, I've got sort of an idea myself. I was thinking about doing so sometime last year. I can't remember when it was. I think it was probably around May, June, July time, somewhere around there. I did a series called Glengarry on Glengarry, and that was a contracting series. Now, a lot of people really liked that series, and unfortunately, with a few things that happened in life, I had to end that series the same way that I had to end. I can't remember what I called the series. I think it was Farm Manager or something like that. Which was a series that I did that I really, really enjoyed. And again, I think that was roughly around the same time. And due to things that happened unexpectedly in my life, and sort of, because the Farm Manager series, that took, that was sort of 2 or 3 days worth of recording, editing, and, sort of mixing and sort of putting it in. And as I say, well, to tell you what happened, basically, my son got, dumped onto my doorstep, and I got told to deal with it, which, is no problem. That's my son. It was no issue. But as I say, that's what happened, and because it meant I just didn't have the time to do it then. But things have changed again because basically I think Mum didn't like the fact that I was doing a better job, and then kicked up a whole load of fuss, and now I don't get to see my son at all because apparently it's all my fault. But anyway, that's nothing to do with anything, right? And I I now have the time to do that again. And I would really like to do that because I was really enjoying that, and I was really enjoying Glengarry. Now, Glengarry may well have been in past, and I know a lot of other people were enjoying that save as well. And I felt really bad that I had to stop it. But things had to give, and Glengarry and the Farm Manager series had to give. For the same reason that I've not quite finished Life of the Potato, or in the life of a year in the life of a potato yet, which I was really enjoying that as well. But I made a little bit of an error on that one. Yeah, I deleted an oak tree, not thinking. Just like, the tree's in the way, might get rid of that. And of course now it doesn't load, and with everything that's kind of sort of, with sort of my schedule and everything, and sort of on the advice of other people doing other things in life as well as just recording YouTube videos, it just means I haven't had time to get around to doing that. Well, when this series ends, I will try and get that little mini series back to where it was, and then once it's back where it was, I will then record the last. I think there was going to be. I can't remember if it was in the plan. I haven't looked at the plan for a little while, but if I remember correctly, it was 2 to 3 episodes that were left. Or I did contemplate doing one super episode, so it'd be like, sort of an hour and a half, sort of 2 hours long. But that would be the completion then of that. So I haven't forgotten about that. It's just, again, getting time to like go back and do it. So for those of you that were really enjoying it, if you're still watching my channel, because that's a couple of things that I've had messages from people saying, actually this is really good and interesting, and I've had to stop. The same with Sunnyside Up Farm, so I have now got that working again. Again, I did the whole kind of mistake of deleting an oak tree. I've really got to stop deleting trees on that map. So for those of you that don't know, there's a bit of a sort of standing joke from Farm Sim Briscoe that because of the way that he had to do the oak trees, and he wanted them to be in some sort of cluster, it means that if you delete one of the oak trees, I think it means in Giants Editor or in game, or cut one down, then the game will no longer reload. And so therefore, in his description, he's got, leave the sacred oak trees alone, otherwise they will come back to haunt you, and they certainly do. It took me a long time to figure out, as well as other things in Sunnyside Up Farm, so that happened. But then I also, once I got that fixed, and then I realised that I was getting a mod conflict as well. And now that I've taken that mod, that I sort of managed to narrow it down to, I've taken it out of the game. That save now works absolutely fine again. So all is well there. But yeah, so as I say, I would like to get a year in the life of the potato finished, which I will do because I'll have a little bit of time left to do that. And then also as well, I would like to do another farm manager series as well, because a lot of people enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that series. We also did a farm sim first. We had a real life farm come into the series and do some combining for us, which was really good. We couldn't quite in the end get that done how I wanted to do it, which was for them to actually do a little bit of recording with their combine, and saying that they were on the farm. But unfortunately, because it was in the middle of harvest, they were just too busy and they just didn't have the time to do it, which I totally get, because I've been a part of a harvest where you just go 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 go, and you don't really have time for sort of silly nothingness, on the side sort of thing, when you're sort of flat out. So I did, I fully understood that. I fully got that, and that was absolutely, no problem whatsoever. But it would have been nice, because we would have had some real combine footage in a farm sim video of them combining, one of our fields. But yeah, so go check it out. It's the one where I think it's titled something along the lines of Dove Farms Comes and Helps. And also as well, if you haven't done already, go out and look up Dove Farms. So they have a YouTube channel, and it's a really, really good channel. Richard's a really straight talking Yorkshireman, doesn't beat about the bush, says everything exactly how it is, and it's quite refreshing in today's world that someone still feels confident to have the freedom of speech, because I think it's fair to say that my two lovely ladies wouldn't allow half of the stuff what he says to go out in my videos, but he says them, and it's refreshing to listen to. And so go check him out and give him a sub. And as I say, I can't recommend that channel enough. They're just a family-run farm. They have cattle. They're sort of a mix between cattle and arable, and yeah, they're really good. And as I say, I really enjoy them. I watch every video that gets dropped, and I've just had a notification while I was recording this one that they've dropped another one, so I should be off this afternoon looking at that. But yeah, so it's as I say, it's a really good channel. But yeah, we had them in the series, and that was very good. Anyway, as I say, I am going to have to run. So thanks ever so much for watching. We pretty much virtually did get this field done anyway. There's only a few more breeds to go. So as I say, we'll probably finish it off in the next episode, and then we'll come up here. We'll do some subsoiling. We'll also move on a month, and that will probably mean that our carrots will be ready to harvest then. So we'll also get on with that, and then, as I say, we'll be over the next sort of a maximum of 5 more episodes. I don't think it'll be as many as 5, but if I sort of put 5 as the sort of kind of maximum mark, it does give me a little bit of leeway if things don't quite work out as I'm thinking. But yeah, say no more than 5, and then and then we'll be doing some other stuff. But for now, thanks ever so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate, as I say, everyone that takes time out of their day to sit and watch my videos. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you haven't done already, please don't forget to hit that please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's free to do, and you're very welcome. And of course, you'll get updated and notified every time I drop a video, which is every day at 3 p.m. And all that's left for me to say is thanks ever so much for joining me on this episode. I've really enjoyed having your company, and I can't wait to see you again tomorrow in the next episode. Bye for now.